everybody. This is the first podcast of Life Outside the Box, Mindset of an Athlete. I am the head coach and owner of Transcona CrossFit. Lynn Nelson, actually.
Tanya Clark here, creator of a few different things, but right now, I'll just turn my ring on. But right now, comfymomfashions.ca, which is being launched soon.
Whenever I make the website. All right, so I've been wanting to get this sequence off the ground for a little while. We've brought in a few times Natalie Reimer-Anderson to talk about self-love. So we've had a few podcasts with that. And back a little while ago, about a year ago, actually, I had brought in Dr. Michelle May, who is also coming back in September to talk with us and to talk with you guys about just basically healthy living. So the point or the premise of this podcast is to not only talk about the stuff that happens in the gym, because of course we're in there, we're exercising, we're getting strong muscles, but it's everything else, because the gym is only an hour of your day, and we've got like 23 other hours in the day to take care of other things. So I'm the athlete, she's the mindset guru, and we're gonna combine everything for you guys today.
Bom, bom, bom. So for those of you guys who don't know, we used to host a podcast, a video podcast back in the day. And that's actually how Invest in Yourself, my company, began.
That was an aggressive drop down of the coffee.
Clearly there's some inner things we still need to work on. Talk about Invest in Yourself. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. So Invest in Yourself originally stemmed from Lynn's gym.
Yeah.
So I began my coaching practice and mindset behind nutrition, because my belief is similar to Natalie's, that if you don't give a shit about yourself, why the hell would you give a shit about what you're putting in your mouth? So that's how I began my coaching journey. And then it stemmed into mindset behind fitness, because when I came into Lynn's gym, it was such an amazing atmosphere. The energy was amazing. But lo and behold, even the coach was bashing herself without even knowing it. Right? Not for the most part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that's actually what was going on. So can I share one of the
absolutely
that
we're
I called you out on?
We're not hiding anything here. This is going to be an honest, truthful podcast.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who don't know, I'm also the host of a blog talk internet radio show called Empowering You and Your Children, and I actually call it the No BS podcast, because there's a lot of airy-fairy advertisements out there. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing to be self-employed and so on, because you get to work 2 or 3 hours a day and you make thousands and thousands of dollars. I've been self-employed for a long time, since 2011. She's been self-employed for a long time. And that little 15-minute kick in your ass motivational podcast that I do every Friday morning is the no bullshit behind the scenes. Basically, you're up at 5 a.m., you're working your ass off, you're blah, 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 blah. Anyways, FYI, if you guys are self-employed and you want to know about that shit, go and listen to that podcast. Now, Miss Lynn Nelson here, I called her out one day because she was making some comments about her ankles.
Ankles, not my ass.
No, not your ass, but that was one too.
I just don't have one. It's just, that's not bashing one. It's a realistic thing.
So, what she didn't consciously realize is that what your words that you're using are a reflection, and you're modeling for all these other amazing women, right? And because I'm been trained the last 4 years, I have a master's, I have my international coaching hours, all that. I spent years studying the mind. You know, we're only conscious of 5% of what's happening, right? I mean, Natalie said it straight up. So we model for the people closest to us by what we do, not by what we say, especially our children.
Yeah.
So that was something I called you out on.
Yeah, and I mean, and since the call out, we've definitely changed things at the gym, and we've definitely eliminated any negative self-talk. People can't come in and use the only F word that's not allowed in my gym is fat, and that's the only one. You can use every other one, but you can't use fat. So there's a lot of we've changed a lot of self-talk for people on that. So that was a huge point out and a huge call out and a big change that I got to do and fix up and kind of put, what are you looking at?
Can you hit show on the comments? Can you guys, we see a few viewers here. Maybe just, oh, maybe not. I should hide that. Hide that.
Hide that?
Oh, yeah. Let us know who's here. Ask your questions, okay? Ask your questions. For those that, I'll just share with you guys too, my program, it costs a lot of money. There's thousands of dollars there that people invest in. But here, you guys can ask your mindset coaching questions
Absolutely.
for free.
For free. And
Yeah.
And we both do mentoring like that as well, through the gym and stuff. All right. So what we used to do back in the day with the Invest in Yourself is I would always do the research. I would always do the research on what we were going to talk about and then just kind of throw her under the bus. And we're going to kind of continue that trend a little bit, but we're going to add, I did tell her what we were doing because she was sitting right next to me when I was looking it all up. But so what we're going to talk about. Hi, Sherry.
Sherry.
So what we're going to talk about today, and it's kind of a piggyback. We just had Natalie Anderson-Reimer. She came in, no, wrong way. I totally flipped that around. Reimer Anderson. Natalie Reimer Anderson at the gym.
Wow. That's okay.
Yeah.
See, you can have dyslexia and run a successful business.
See, it works.
Yeah.
And she did a 2-part series at the gym for a lot of my members. Actually, it was quite a good turnout for that. And it was a big self-love. The first part was the nutrition. The second part was like about self. So what we're going to kind of do is piggyback off of that. And today what we're going to talk about, and if you guys want to join in the conversation here, it's about owning your fear. The biggest fears, we could talk in depth about our lives, our personal lives from the last month, and you would be here for about 3 years. So we're going to talk about briefly what we've done for standing up to the things that have been the biggest, scariest things for us. But I think in the scariness and the fear is your light, and it's your flashlight, and that's usually the thing that you end up wanting to walk towards because that's kind of where your soul or yourself wants to go. Yes? Mm-hmm. We can go with that?
Yeah, see, you're an amazing blogger.
Thank you.
If you guys haven't read her blogs, read her blogs. She's got you have your own style of writing, and that's amazing, the uniqueness in it. But I remember you wrote a blog that was Let Fear Be Your Flashlight or something. Yeah. And that's actually a required reading in my program. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, how awesome was that? Yeah, it is very, very true because the things that we fear the most are usually the truths or something in the truth that is a fearful thing. So one of the quotes that I wanted to use, and I'm not going to let my dyslexia bother me here too much, but if I do, I do. And Stephen Pressfield from the book called War of Art, and we've referred to this many, many, many times when we were doing Invest, and it's still a book that I refer to even to this day. It starts off, are you paralyzed with fear? So if you guys are watching this and you guys want to answer that, go ahead and answer that. And if you're brave enough, then you guys can write what you're fearful of. And he goes on to say, it's a good thing. It's a good sign that you guys are paralyzed with fear. Fear is good. Like self-doubt, fear is an indicator. Fear tells us what we have to do. Okay. So again, it's that flashlight. It's that thing that's saying, hey, I'm over here. Walk towards me, even though it's scary as shit. Now, I wanted to talk to you about this because we're both Tony Robbins fans, and I was listening to a thing from him, and one of the things that I loved and was really, really, I guess I connected with was, I think the loss and the fear of the loss. So for me, we could say the fear of not going for my gym was greater because I wouldn't have had the place to train my members. Because if I go back a year ago when I was kind of like stuck, do I want to do this? It's more rent, it's this and this and this. And it was scary as shit to go and get that gym. Because my rent literally like quadrupled. And then I had to get this many clients and I had to do this and I had to do this. But the fear of not having that gym was so great that it was just worth going for it. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about that, Tanya.
Well, I think that I'm going to go back to the ABCs of things. And if you guys don't experience fear on a daily basis, take a step back and reevaluate things.
Yep.
The only way that we grow in life is by doing things that we're fearful of. It doesn't mean we have to jump every single day. And it doesn't mean we have to do stupid things, right? It just means that we have to do the things that we're fearful of if we want them, right?
Yeah.
If we want them. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. So what can be an example of that? I mean, we can use our personal story today.
Sure.
If you're open to that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think of an example from our personal story that would explain that. Well, this really isn't to do with her and I, but let's just take my separation, for example. I knew that it was time. Like, I think we both knew, but it was time for me to take that leap and just kind of move out. And once I made that decision within 5 weeks, I had found a place and the boys and I had moved out. Was it scary as shit? Scariest. One of the scariest things I've ever done. The second scariest thing, I don't know, right there was coming out. That might have been even more fearful than actually leaving my husband or following through with our separation. And that was a big one. It took me years to recover from that.
Well, and like to kind of go off of that, the fear is in the journey of making the choice, right?
Yeah.
Because you can dread that.
How did you say that?
The fear is in the journey of making that choice.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, because you got to think, in that path, if you've never crossed that path to either come out or to make the choice to leave or to make the choice to change your life or to make the choice to go for that job or go for that partner or go for that, whatever it is for you guys, right? I know a couple of my members, it's about career and the potentially of going out on their own and doing specific things for themselves. And it's like, well, it's the fear in the journey to that choice.
Yes.
So, and we're our own worst enemies. We actually had a huge talk about this at the gym yesterday. So
let me just add to that. The fear of, absolutely making the decision, but you get so comfortable, that comfort zone, right? You get so comfortable. There's a reason why there's that quote floating around everywhere you look. Every guru out there uses it. And that is because it's true. The shit that you don't know the outcome to is the shit you need to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you want to grow in life, then you need to do things that scare you every single day. And you're only scared if you step outside that comfort zone.
Absolutely. Because ego, which if you guys have watched us in the past, you know that ego is that self-doubt talk. That's that negative self-talk that wants to keep us small and keep us from jumping into things that it's supposed to keep us safe, right? But it also keeps us from growing and jumping out of our comfort zones.
But why are you guys scared though?
Of the unknown.
Yeah.
Most people, it's the unknown.
Exactly. Because we don't know.
But you're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know how.
It would be scary if you knew.
But also because people are scared of a lot of stuff. People are scared of judgment. People are scared of what other people are going to think. People are scared. I'm going to use that one. People are scared. I have it all written down here somewhere. Let me find it.
Let me share with you something. I did a speech in Toastmasters, and it was only a 5-minute speech. But when you do a 5-minute constant speech, it's kind of like a jam-packed piece of information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I took a lesson from Dr. Marissa Peer, and she's just this world-renowned therapist who is amazing, who one day I want to share my hypnosis that I did with her. Anyways, there's a fear of public speaking. It's probably the number one fear out there, aside from spiders or whatever. But it is public speaking. But to go a step deeper, it's not the public speaking that people are fearful of. It is the fear of rejection.
Yeah.
And of course, you can go back. We evolved in tribes. And one of our punishments was, if you don't conform, if you're not like us, if you're not like the majority, then you're out of this tribe.
Yep.
You're banished. You're rejected. Goodbye.
Yep.
Go fend for yourself.
Yep.
So there's also a study that shares that victims will, even if they're being abused, held captive, whatever, the sense of them still wants the attachment.
Yep.
Because it's the feeling of not being rejected or the feeling of being belonged. And I forget what that study is called, but they actually have a name for it.
Yeah, Stockholm.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is. So that's crazy, right? So take a look at that. Why the fuck would I, like, from my own experience, right? And it was all subconscious because 5%, I'm only aware of 5%. 95% of my actual beliefs are running my life.
Yeah.
So you need to invest the time in digging down deep into tapping into your subconscious in order to bring it up for you to make any sort of change. There you go,
yeah,
Stockholm Syndrome. Barb, I love you. And so you sit there and go, shit, I want to do this. I want to lose the weight. I want to be successful. I want to eat healthy. I want it so fucking badly. Why the hell can't I do it?
Mm-hmm.
And it literally has a lot to do with those subconscious beliefs.
Deep issues, yeah. And like, so if I'm gonna, if this is cool, Natalie, one of the things that she had talked about in our last session was a really cool thing, and this is something that I'm very much encouraging my members to do, which was sit down with a piece of paper every day, and just write. The
40 days.
Yes, and it was a 40-day challenge that she had put out to the members, and basically in that 40 days, you are to write. What was it? Basically about anything. Anything that you're fearful of, anything you want to see in your life, blah, blah, blah. Or it was all bad.
No, anything. If you can't even think of anything, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. This is fucking stupid, blah, 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 blah. But you do it for 10 minutes and it's a purge.
Yeah, and then, exactly, to purge those feelings and to get that stuff out. So, and then what she said was take that piece of paper, crumble it up, and burn it so that it was releasing this stuff and releasing it. And I think eventually what ends up happening is the stuff that we've buried so long actually ends up resurfacing because now we've cleaned some energy out and we're able to kind of let things surface up. The biggest thing I think people are fearful of is having to face the past. But the problem with that is that we also always live in the past if we never let go of the past. I've read some books since last time we've gotten together.
Okay. So I worked with 3 really high-end business coaches, but they were also life coaches because my belief is that my personal life is an extension of my business. So if my personal life is in shambles, my business isn't doing very well. So one of the ladies taught me was kind of what Natalie was sharing. So before I go ahead and I make my business plan or put my goals or whatever together for my business, I need to sit down and spend 10 minutes on purging.
Yeah.
I need to purge all that bullshit, all the monkey talk, the monkey chatter that's going on in my head before I can actually get to what I want to do.
Yeah.
Get to my plan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like if you've got a clouded brain, you're not going to have a very clear vision of what you want to do for your work or what you even want to get accomplished for that day.
The focus will not happen for sure.
Well, no, and I mean, we've got so much stuff happening right now in our lives that it's like, it's so hard to focus on almost anything. And it feels like, it literally felt like today, I just kind of went, that's it, I'm done. And I sat there for about 2 hours and I just pressure washed my fence. And all I could feel was the water on my face and making sure that all the stripes of paint were coming off.
I haven't been doing, I've made some decisions lately in my life that really scaled back my responsibilities because I knew that I needed the space to mentally process everything that has been leading up to now the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe in the last 10 years, not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, it's been, like, I mean, and everybody goes through this, right? So, like, I'm not sitting here saying we're extra special, but the fact is that everybody goes through these situations, and you guys always get stuck and you guys always get clouded in your brains. And it's really trying to figure out and kind of siphon out the crap to the stuff that you actually want to see in your life. Without a lot of the work that I've done, I wouldn't have been able to, mentor members at the gym. I wouldn't have been able to get the gym going, and I wouldn't have been able to believe in myself enough or to even bet on myself enough to get this stuff going. Let's just quickly go into self-talk, self-love, self-worth, and basically the self in just as itself, like the self as itself. Does that make sense? Okay. The self person, that inner you, that soul, whatever you guys want to call it, it wants to evolve, it wants to create, and it wants to expand. It wants to love, okay? And we, as human beings, decided at some point that us as people weren't good enough in specific ways. Now, I really loved how Natalie talked about this, and I've really been a big fan of that, because we allow these social media, magazines, criterias out there that we have to be a size 0. If you don't have the big, eyes and the blonde hair and the big boobs and whatever else, then you're less than. And the thing that I really want to talk about that, and I think that comes a lot from the fear as well, is that we sit there and we're always saying we're not good enough. We're not good enough to do this on our own. We're not good enough to come out. We're not good enough to be, a couple in public, because, what are people going to think? And that was a lot of our self issues that we've had to deal with. But then it's what is it for you guys? What's it with the food? Why are we not implementing self-love when we eat food? Why do we punish ourselves by eating processed garbage food? So a lot of that has to do with that self-love talk, or that self-talk. What did you call it? Monkey chatter?
Yeah.
Has a lot to do with that, because we end up believing the crap that we're saying to ourselves.
Well, I'll throw out a crazy statistic. I think I threw it out in my mindset training earlier on in the week, but I was listening to an audiobook. It's a really cool audiobook. If you guys are audiobook junkies like me, it's called Solve for Happy. Anyways, in there, he gives out a statistic that 96% of women don't think that they're beautiful. And it's I almost want to pause for a minute.
Yeah, that's astounding.
What the fuck?
And it's funny because if you look at all the girls, I find all the girls in my gym, all of them they glow when they walk in. And I'll say 96% of them have not a fucking clue how much they shine and how amazing they are, and how gorgeous they are. And it's mind blowing. It really, really is.
Okay, I'm going to back up it just a little bit, okay?
Sure.
Because I'm just feeling totally pulled to share this. But truthfully, going back to the tribe thing that we just talked about, how we all have this sense of being wanting to belong. It's okay to want to belong.
Well,
it's
absolutely.
okay to want to be accepted. It's not okay to conform who you are or try to be somebody else in order to be accepted.
Yep.
You're totally dissing yourself there. But it's okay to look for that tribe that you completely resonate with, that makes you feel good, and that wants to embrace all of you.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like your gym is. You got a fucking amazing tribe there. And here's why. I don't know how the hell you did it. I kind of do on the scientific end of things, but I don't know how the fuck you did it. But you literally brought in people who are awesome.
Yeah.
And caring, and look at everybody, and they're there. It's almost like you provided that safe space for a lot of people who didn't have it, right? Now, looking a little bit deeper into that, it's we all want to be accepted, and that's okay,
mm-hmm.
right? Finding that place and honoring who you are, that's how you're going to be accepted.
Yep. My
personal story is, for the last 4 years, I fucking battled. Not because I was consciously choosing that I want to be somebody else, but because my beliefs were so strong. I spent almost my entire life planning the life that I wanted, that once I got it, it was so fucking hard to let go of, right? And it wasn't what I thought it was. There were so many inner things that I had to work through. But once I got it, it was boom, holy shit. I just put my glasses on for the first time.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And once you get to that point of true authenticity, that's where you don't even have to fucking try to fit in.
No, because
you don't even have to try to.
So to go back to your gym thing, that whole right there is exactly it. I am who I am, and I am unapologetically who I am. I take it or leave it. That's kind of my philosophy on it. So I think in that, I've also attracted those people who either they were drawn to the energy somehow. I know that a couple of the members, the second they walked in, they knew right away they were going to sign up.
Nick told me that Candace didn't even go to your gym. She just
signed up right off the hop. It was after the workshop. Candace signed right up. And it was literally just in the energy, right? And so here's the thing. When you're who you are and you're pretty comfortable with who you are, I mean, of course you always have your days where you're like, this doesn't fit as good as it should, or whatever it is. Everybody's going to have those days, because I think you're supposed to have those days. But I think at the same time, when you're who you are and you're like, and I'm confident in who I am, I'm confident as a gym owner, I'm confident in the clientele that I want in there.
That pissed me off for so long.
I know.
Pissed me off.
And I'm confident in the clientele that I want, that I think I finally just said, universe, this is what it is, and this is all I want. I've had my fair share of up and down members. I've had my fair share of some backlashes. And I said that was enough. I was done with that, and pretty much just went, all right, I just want good. I want this is exactly what I wrote on my list. If you guys want to be complete, if I want to be honest, I wrote what type of member I wanted. I wrote what type of, like, so male and female. I wanted to write down exactly what I wanted for my hockey teams. I wanted to write down exactly that mold of person. And somehow the universe said, all right, and gave me all these amazing, fantastic human beings that I don't even know how I got that, but I just am humbled every day about that, because they make my dream come true every day. They come into the gym, they work out, they pay me to coach them, and I get to live at the gym. Mm-hmm. Hashtag gym rat. Like, that's my life, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world, because it's just that.
This is my client attraction paper. Yeah, this is my mantra, and it literally is like, I write down my ideal. I know, I've had it for 2 years and I still read it, but you literally put it out there, and we are creators. We're conscious creators. We need to be conscious creators. Whether you're aware of it or not, we do create our own realities, and you cannot fuck up. Mm-mm. Even if you're in the shittiest spot, you can't fuck up.
You can't fuck up. And I like that you say that, because you know what, Kate, people are always like, well, what if I fuck up? What if this fails? What if that fails? Well, if you actually believe in a failing system, then I think you guys have already kind of shot yourselves in the foot. I really like the philosophy, and you see those memes everywhere on Facebook. You either win or you learn. And there's no such thing as fuck up. There's no such thing as fuck up. There's only such thing as lessons. And that's my firm belief on that. Mm-hmm. One of the quotes, and let's talk about this quote, if you don't mind, because this, I think, goes with the gym. And I think this is kind of how our philosophy works a little bit here. Amplify your strengths rather than fixating on your weaknesses. Okay? And that's a big thing that we come in with the mindset of the gym. I'm not talking physicality. If we're talking physicality, we definitely got to work the weaknesses on that so that you can become a better athlete at the gym. But if we're talking mindset, if we sit there and we nitpick on the weaker points of ourselves, I think then you create really, really bad self-talk. So let's talk about that. What are your thoughts on that quote? To amplify your strengths.
Hell yeah. We're all in control of our brain. And like Natalie said, it is truth that there are 60,000 plus thoughts a day. And guess how many of those are negative?
Oh, probably 99%.
Probably fucking 99%. Not only that, but there is, what's another statistic out there? Like 85% of your thoughts are worries about things that never happen. So how we focus on our strengths, absolutely, focus on your strength, but that it comes along with the knowing that you guys are in control of your brains. You guys are in control of your thoughts. It's challenging to choose your thoughts, but it's easy. Mm-hmm. So yes, you need to be aware of and focus on choosing your thoughts. Choose to, okay, take your kids, for instance. Are we going to sit there and criticize them for everything that they do wrong? If so, parent failure.
Yeah, I think.
No, you need to sit there and praise the shit out of them. And I've been running an Empowering Kids program for the last 5 years, so I do this on a daily basis. It's something that I'm really conscious of. I praise the shit out of those kids until they can praise the shit out of themselves. Mm-hmm. And then they can create that feeling that they got from somebody else on their own.
Yeah. Well,
and that's what I think you do for the client.
I was just going to say that. I think that a lot of the members, they come in, and if there's a lack of self-belief, with just that one person that sits there, and I mean, I see potential in every member, and they're like, how do you see that?
That's what I was going to say. I don't mean to interrupt you, because you have such good things to say, but I don't want to forget again. But shit, I think I lost it. Fuck. When you bring people in and you praise the shit out of them, like, we can see things that you don't see because you're in such a habit of not seeing it.
Yeah.
You're in such a habit of seeing the shitty thing.
This blinders.
So you need somebody who is where you want to be to help you get there. Yeah. And you need somebody to pull that out of you.
You need that. You need that belief. Like, let me go to the Open. So the CrossFit community, every year we have what's called the Opens, and what that is it's 5 weeks. Once a week you do a workout, and you're scaled, you're timed on it and you're scored on it, and then wherever you place in the world gives you a chance to get into qualify for regionals, which leads into the CrossFit Games. I had a member, my lovely little Marcy. She was in, I can't remember which WOD it was.
I'm name dropping.
I'm name dropping my members. They're amazing people, and I get to celebrate them. She was fretting this one workout all day. It was, I can't remember the word. But I remember there was snatches in it. I don't remember I think it was jumping pull-ups and snatches. And you had to go up in the weight of snatches. So it started off at 35 pounds, and then it had to go to 55. Well, she had never snatched a 55-pound snatch before and go overhead with it. So she came up to me before. She's like, I don't like this. I've been fretting all day, and I've been scared all day. And lo and behold, she came to do the snatch at 55 pounds, and we looked each other dead in the eyes. And I just nodded, and I said, you got this. And she freaking lifted that bar overhead, and she fucking got it. And that moment, actually, we have it on camera, all like the moments from her getting the lift to us kind of meeting in the middle of that lift. And actually, I think you even see my reaction in one of the videos that are out there. But that looking over to someone to get that nod and to get that firm belief of that took away her fear. And she just said, I got this. And she lifted it and she got it. And I think that those are those moments of owning. So she owned her fear that day, and she said, and she moved on, and she got the lift.
But what did she say to you? Who said that? That you believe in them until they believe in themselves? Somebody did, and it's fucking true. And it's true for any smart, I don't know, service-based person, right? Like,
I think it's just like, to me, and I get that it happens, but to me, it's just be that person. You don't have to do it because you're getting paid for it. You don't have to, because it's just being kind and being that person for someone that if they need that, why not?
I got a client, and I was just like, I'm still working with her, but she came in and she had never made more than a couple thousand a month or something like that. She made $15,000 in sales in February.
Wow.
And I'm like, and who did that? You did that?
Yeah.
You did that.
A lot of people,
I didn't do that.
A lot of people will come to the coaches and say, well, because it's you did that. And I'm like, no, we didn't.
No,
we just gave you a place. We just believed in you guys. And
so you're talking about gym. I'm talking about business.
And
it's all fucking mindset, guys. Yeah. It's all like what it is what you believe is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you can't sit there and speak what you want to believe and then inside fucking torment and torture yourself and die of toxic thoughts.
And so this is the whole premise of this podcast, is life outside the box mindset of an athlete. We have a 3-tiered system at my gym, and I am 1,000% in full belief of this. And there's a couple now CrossFit guys that are starting to come out with this, which is really, really cool. Your bottom of your pyramid, your foundation is mindset. That is your freaking entire thing. Because if there's cracks in that, or if there's a lot of self-talk or negative talk and you guys are always bashing yourselves, like you're never going to have it's building a castle on the sand, right? It's never going to be stable. When you fix your mindset, then the next thing that happens, and this is why I had brought in Natalie, was because it's the nutrition. Once you have that healthy self-talk or that healthy, even it doesn't even have to be all the time great self-talk, but I think if you have that where you start to create that self-worth, you start to eat better because you start to realize that that food really does affect all your cells, and this meat vessel that we're in needs those minerals, it needs those vitamins, it needs the protein, and it needs the good stuff. And then I think once you kind of get into that cycle, then the fitness happens. Sometimes, and most times that people come in, we work the mindset and we work the fitness. And then eventually those two marriages happen, and then the nutrition kicks in. And then it's a nice, strong pyramid. And I think that if more gyms took that philosophy, I think we would have a lot less people quitting. And I think we would have a lot more healthy bodies in there, just because as much as it's great to work your biceps and your abs and your quads and your lungs, I think it all boils down to your brain. And if you have horrible things to say about yourself to yourself, I think that's where the work is, first and foremost.
Yeah, move over there, chicklet.
Where? Move over where?
Here, I think.
You just want me closer. So that's like kind of my 2 cents on that one.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't worked with Natalie yet, you need to work with Natalie, and you feel like you need to work with, I would just say yes. Get over the fear of, oh no, it's going to cost too much money. Well, whatever. Who cares? In 9 months, it's going to be done.
Can I piggyback off that? You may pay, okay, so a lot of people saying with the CrossFit membership and my gym, another CrossFit gym, we're all basically kind of the same price here in Winnipeg. And people were like, it's too expensive, it's too expensive. I was talking to one member, and I think we all stand at a checkout line. One way or another, you are going to pay for some kind of health. Either you're going to pay for it physically by doing the work and getting yourself healthy and working your mind and working your body and eating healthy, or fast forward 20, 25 years later, you're dealing with diabetes, cancer, whatever, and eventually we all pay for it. Somehow you are going to fork over that money for your health.
Yeah. So, but people think more in the what's happening right now. So, right?
Absolutely.
So just,
but that's just, it's a good, that was a really good analogy.
It was,
I really like
it's
that
like
analogy.
that quote from Joe Salatin, you know, the outdoor pharmacy or the pharmaceutical industry kind of thing. Like, you're going to pay for it one way or another. Only it's easier to pay for pharmaceuticals because we have coverage. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, no, I agree with you. But I can see how that would be challenging for people. You're absolutely right. I like the checkout type thing. Yeah. However, what I want to get across is, so what you pay 10, let's say, I don't know, anywhere between 2,000 and 10,000. I mean, like, I have no idea how much Natalie is, but, so what, even if it is 10,000, is 10,000 worth you living the rest of your life feeling amazing, radiant skin, in the body that you've always dreamed of, healthy in the mind, exuding that and modeling that for your family? Well, fucking no-brainer right there.
I think I use this term. Are you okay just being okay, or do you want to be better than okay? And if you want to be better than okay, you're going to put money into yourself and invest in yourself. And that's where we got the invest in yourself title, was investing in yourself, either fitness, nutrition, or mindset. And it's about being better than okay. I think at the end of the day, we all want to be better than okay.
Since I started coaching, I've probably invested close to, I don't know, $35,000 in my knowledge, and I will continue to invest it.
Do you want to give me $35,000?
No. But I've always had a mentor, because I've always had somebody help me get to where the next level. And fuck, I don't regret it for a minute.
And just so that I can go back, just to clarify that whole, you don't have to pay for a gym membership to have a healthy lifestyle. I just want to really iterate that, because you can go for hikes weekly or whatever with your family. You can go for bike rides. You can go for walks. You can play a sport. That's the kind of healthy talk I'm talking about, like that healthy fitness kind of sport thing. It doesn't have to be a CrossFit gym membership or a Snap Fitness gym. Like, it could be just really anything. As long as you guys are moving, and because we're meant to move. We're not meant to sit at a desk all day.
My daughter was over the other night. My daughter was over the other night. She's going to be 22. She's going through her own little challenges, and not little challenges, but they're big and they're magnificent for who she is and where she is in life, right? So she was going through she's going through this challenge, and I said to her, oh fuck, why does this always happen?
Because
I dropped my thought.
Special.
What was she saying? What did you say just before I said that?
I didn't say anything.
You did, I cut you off.
Water. I don't know. You hit me all the time.
No,
though.
what did you
I'm
say?
getting
What did
bruises.
you say though?
Barb
Barb will know.
will know if Barb's still on.
What was I saying to her? Oh yeah. Okay, so regardless of where you are, whether you're in the gym, whether you're at home, whether you're with family, doesn't matter who you're with. I said to her, I'm like, you need to be the dumbest one in the room. She's like, what are you talking about? And I know you guys are so smart here, so you guys know this. But I'm like, yeah, you need to be like the one, you need to surround yourself with people who are where you want to be.
Yeah.
Like, so if they're, I don't know, in university, maybe they're working round the clock, maybe they're traveling, maybe they're doing what it is that you want to be doing. Surround yourself with people who are doing what it is that you want to be doing, so you can push yourself, push your boundaries.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think I think ultimately you end up being a reflection of the group that you hang out with, right?
No, you do. It's you do, period.
So, I mean, and that goes for all of you guys. So if you guys are looking at your group and you guys are tired of the cycle, then look at who you hang out with. What was it that we did in the Invest, that top 5 people?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, there's 2 things. So if you want to feel better about yourself, take a look at 5 people who you influence on a daily basis without even doing anything but being you. So that's your children, that's your spouse, that's your whoever it is. Maybe that's the person at Tim Hortons who you always say good morning and you're beautiful or something, whatever. Whose lives do you impact on a daily basis without doing nothing but being you? There's a second part to it where I actually did this. I made a list of 5 people who I intentionally surrounded myself with because they were doing something that I wanted to be doing.
Yep.
And one of those people, I still have never told her that it was her.
Who was it?
It was Teresa Spencer.
Really?
Yeah. Because I always wanted to own my own school. Mm-hmm. And I said, I want to be closer to her because she is a genuine, kind, beautiful person. And she is owner of this school. And I want to know how she did that. She took 2 rounds of my Invest in Yourself course.
Yeah, that's right.
She ended up, and we're still close to this day. She's on the board for the Empowering Kids School.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, but that was me intentionally living my life, putting it out there. And I didn't go up to her and I was like, I wasn't all needy or anything like that. I was just like, okay, well, who do I need to become to be blessed with these people?
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, and this is like, and I think this is why TCF is such an amazing community because of that. I think we just surround ourselves with those lighter. And you know what's funny is I kind of noticed this at the gym. I think probably about 60% of us at the gym are all introverts, and yet you'd never know that when we all hung out.
Can I just give a shout out to somebody? And I'm not like, it was just like she caught my eye yesterday, not in that way. Just kidding. Lorelai.
Lou, she's a beast, eh? God damn.
I was sitting there because my son started the teen thing club yesterday, and you were goofing around, and a few other people were goofing. I never heard a peep come out of her mouth. And then when she was done her workshop, her workout, she was covered in so wet. And she's just like, hey. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, so Lou has joined me. I'm trying to remember if it was in February or in January. I can't quite remember. I think it was at the end of January. And she came in and she had some good tone. Now she does this little thing, and this muscle right here just pops. And she's just this like V-shaped beast in the gym. And she told me her age a couple weeks ago. I was like, you'd never know. I thought she was roughly close to my age, and yeah, never
so much. Wow.
But she's amazing, and she's fabulous, and I just absolutely adore that woman. Yes, like we have that. I mean, I literally went on about every single member at the gym. It's our Members Appreciation Week, so literally wrote out everything out for the members, and literally there's something that you can say amazing about every one of them. And this is what I'm talking about, the power of that person that believes in you, because it just ripples into your own life. And then you start to own shit. People like Candace. Can I talk about Candace for a second?
Sure.
Candace owns her fucking workouts now. She just comes in and she kills it. She comes in, kills it, and leaves. Literally, that's in and out. And
her husband and her daughter both go.
Then they both come.
It's like literally like a family thing.
They have changed their whole family dynamic, and I just absolutely, I can't say enough amazing things about those three.
So what I was gonna say, I don't mean to get all sappy here on you, sweetie, but Lynn has close to, I don't know, 40, 50 members in her gym.
Almost at 50, yeah.
And she printed out this beautiful, this beautiful legal size paper pictures. So she, number one, took the time to find numerous pictures on each of her members and then hand wrote about that much, few paragraphs.
Yeah, a couple paragraphs.
For each member, what she values in them, which her hand had cramps.
Yeah, it had to stop. It was hurting.
Props. And then her assistant, Crystal, is you call her an assistant?
Yeah, administrative assistant.
Administrator. So, goes behind her back and prints one off for her. And then I'm like, holy shit, what do I write on this?
I wrote "Welcome back to the gym" on hers.
You're a dick. I didn't even see
and I didn't even say love Lynn, just Lynn.
No, you're lying, right? You didn't do that. I didn't even see my picture on there, so whatever. I'm just kidding. You know what? I'm trying to be all nice here. Okay. Anyways, I was like, fuck, what do I write on hers, right? Like, I've watched you evolve over the last, like, 3-4 years. And all I wrote on yours, I'm not sure if you read it.
No, I don't know where
the
paper is.
I'll tell you anyway. I'll tell you guys too. But it was like, it has been such a blessing to watch you evolve. And I literally do feel blessed that I'm able to like witness it and just be around.
Cool. Well, so. I mean, it was a lot of what she taught me that got me to that point too, and just keeping on growing. And
yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're running out of time, baby. But that's the power of that community, and be it at TCF, be it at whatever CrossFit box you belong to, be it at whatever you guys are doing in your life. And you guys fear or have that big fear, and you guys are like, there's a difference between like red flag fear and like excited fear. And that excited fear, if you guys like know what that end result is, and you guys have to cross that bridge to get there. And I really like Natalie's thing about crossing that river, because it's really scary to cross a river, right? Especially you don't know the depth of it and whatever. But once you start crossing, you just create momentum to keep walking, and you get to the other side, and then it's just going to be so much better on that other side. I promise you guys that.
I'll leave you with something as well. Sometimes you got to do something that you don't want to do to get somewhere that you want to get. And maybe that thing that you don't want to do is what you fear the most.
Yeah.
But guaranteed, it'll get you to where you want to get.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, and it's all in the choice. That journey is in the choice. Once you've made that choice, it changes in literally that quickly. The choice to come out, literally everything just kind of.
You know why? I asked, well, I know you have to close up, eh? Maybe we'll save this for another time. We'll save it for another time, because it'll open up a big conversation.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then, so if you guys have ideas or comments or whatever you guys want to, or questions, please feel free to comment under the video, and we will make sure to bring this up. Share the video, okay? Share it.
Definitely share it. We want to fill this girl's gym up. We want to, with more people just like you guys, and we also want to expand it.
Yeah.
Right? They absolutely want to expand it. I got shit going on too, so
basically we want to take this podcast for you guys, and we want to show you that you can be successful You can be authentic. You can have whatever the hell you want to have as long as you're willing to put the heart and the soul into it and just go for what you really want. And you can have it. And I think we're pretty good examples of going through shit, surviving, and having what we want.
Yeah. So again, Tanya Clark here, creator of ComfyMomFashions.ca, investinyourselfcourse.ca. I got a 1-week camp and Empowering Kids program I've been running for 5 years, and that is at empoweringkidsschool.ca. Lynn Nelson is Transcona CrossFit.
Yep.
.com. And yeah, so check us out. I got a private group on Facebook. If you guys are entrepreneurs, want to be an entrepreneur, curious about it, there's a private group there that I can approve you to be a part of. And I do a lot of free training such as this. It's called Entrepreneurs Stepping Up.
There you go. All right, guys. Again, if you guys want anything, just write it all down. And we are here to share our knowledge with you guys.
Next week.
Next week, guys. 2 o'clock. We'll see you then. Bye.